organization: administrator, nurse, technician, physician, lab, next time, Naveen, I think we need to add this lab. Last time also I told you. Yeah, one more category we need to add. Yeah. So if you are from lab, you just put in technician, just for the time being, for me to understand, because generally, yeah. So I see that we have now maximum nurses and physicians also. So around 10% physicians, 30% nurses, approximately. Okay, thanks for participating in the poll, and I get an idea. Um, and I'll try to take some examples which are relevant to almost everyone. Okay, now let us look at the one more question, and were you, the last question, were you aware of CPHQ before you heard from us? Before you heard from us, were you aware of CPHQ before you heard from us? So most of you had heard of CPHQ, okay, but some of you, like around 70%, have heard about it, and okay. So if time permits, I will talk about CPHQ also, but I'll not spend too much time on it because that information is available online. So I'll not spend too much time on that. But just to tell you very briefly that CPHQ stands for Certified Professional in Healthcare Quality. And if you are certified as a CPHQ professional, it's a very prestigious uh, certification. And towards the end, maybe I'll show you one video. My team will show you one video, and it will display the video here itself, uh, if it has not been displayed already. That what is CPHQ? It will give you a brief overview of certified professional in health. Okay. So it's presentation of CPHQ. So what exactly is the, what will be the agenda? Let us look at that. So today we are going to talk about so today I'll first tell you about what is the syllabus of CPHQ. I'll take you through whole syllabus of CPHQ, and once I tell you the topics, we will choose some of the topics, especially those topics which people find it difficult. So if you are preparing for your CPHQ exam by any chance, then this part will really especially help you a lot, and this will give you an overview of the especially the healthcare data analytics part. So that will assist you in your preparation if you're already doing it. And if you're not doing it, if you're thinking of doing it, you can join our courses later on. You can join our course. And so first, I'll talk about the benefits. What are the benefits of being a CPHQ? And then the modules, the 4 major modules which you need to prepare for this CPHQ. And then I'll talk a little bit more some tools and techniques on which is the most difficult module, which people find it very, very difficult. The healthcare data analytics and process improvement techniques, the 2 modules that people find it very difficult. I will try to cover those modules, some of the very, very the toughest portion of those, I'll try to cover. And let's see how much I'm able to cover in the next 2 hours. Then I'll show you some projects examples, improvement project examples. If time permits, one definitely I'll show you. If time still permits, I'll show you 2. I will also do a project. I'll show you a project using data analysis. We'll show you how a project is done. Okay, and then towards the end we will go for some discussions. Okay. So once maybe any one video I'll be sending it to you later, which talks about what is the benefit of CPHQ and what are certified professional healthcare quality professional CPHQ professional, what are how he or she gets benefited after certification. But right now, this program, I will just focus on the content part. So if you are thinking of appearing for a CPHQ examination conducted by NAHQ, National Association for Healthcare Quality, US, then you need to pass an exam. And this exam, these are the four modules. What are the four modules? Organizational leadership, and then we have got the healthcare data analytics, and then we have got performance and process improvement, and then the last one, which is patient's safety. Okay. So these are the modules which you need to master. So let us see what is there in those modules. Let us look at those modules. In the first module, you're talking about the organizational leadership. It has got 35 questions, and organizational leadership is responsible for implementing the quality in the organization. So how would you support as a senior management, as a leader, commitment to quality? How will you ensure commitment to quality? That is what is learned in this. That is what is learned in this module. Then you will learn how to align the strategy towards the quality. So every organization, every hospital has got a vision. Every hospital has got some vision that I would like to know. Our hospital would be number one hospital by 2025. What is the difference between vision and mission? Vision is how you see yourself. Mission is purpose of your existence, why you exist. So every hospital has got a mission. The mission doesn't change over the period of time. It remains same. Today, tomorrow, after 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years down the line, it will not change. But the vision keeps changing. Vision is for like how you see yourself in 2030. You have a 2030 vision, or maybe you have 2025 vision. So vision is how you visualize. So based on your vision, you need to achieve something. You have to create strategies and the goals. They will be short term, they will be long term. Quality, everything, whatever you do in your hospital should be aligned with the quality, and how to integrate quality with your strategic objectives of your hospital. That is what is learned in the organization leadership. You also learn about different types of leadership styles. You also learn how will you facilitate development of quality structure, the council and committees. How you also learn how you will be integrating the external best practices. You will also learn how you will be leading and facilitating this change, how you will be walking the talk. So all these things. Now, just to be very honest, it's generally 7 to 8 hours module. Which when I conduct the training program, it's around 7 to 8 hours module. Very easy to understand, but you should know the content. Obviously, you should know the content. It's very easy to understand, but you should know the content. That is important. Moreover, no one fails in this module. So if you just read it, if you understand, you will not be able to fail in the CPHQ exam in this module. Most of the failures, they occur in the next module, which is the data analysis. But let us look at that a little later. So organizational leadership first is about structure and integration. Creating a structure, appropriate structure, so that you are able to integrate quality in the organization at every level. Then comes regulatory accreditation and external recognition. Again, this is leadership's responsibility. So how will you say get accreditation? What are the guidelines? What is the process of getting the accreditation, etc.? So all these things are part of the module of regulatory accreditation and external recognition. Here you will learn the clinical practice guidelines and pathways, service quality, documentation, practitioner performance evaluation, peer review, etc., credentialing, etc., and then how to provide the right education, training, and ensuring the communication framework in the hospital so that quality is spread throughout the organization. So here, designing the performance process and quality improvement training, provide education and training on performance process, etc., evaluating effectiveness of performance quality improvement and training. All these things are the topics which are coming under the education, training, and communication. So that is about organizational leadership. This is the first module. The second module is about health data analytics. Health data analytics. Okay. Health data analytics is design and data management, maintain confidentiality of performance quality improvement records, measuring. You can't improve, you cannot measure. And you can measure everything. If you don't trust, then I will show you in a short while. Yeah. Once we start learning and teaching, teaching and learning, I'll tell you about that. So design and data management. So how to establish, measure, or the KPIs in our processes. What are the tools and techniques? What are the sampling methodologies? You learn about these things. Then you know what are the types of data, how to collect the right data, then how to measure. Then only measurement is not enough. You have to also draw inferences. Just telling how I'm performing is not good enough. Not just telling or reporting KPIs is not good enough. What is important is why you are performing that way. That is also very, very important, critical. So you have to have inferential statistics also. And I'll touch upon that today. In today's program, I'll be touching about both descriptive and inferential statistics. Interpret the data to support decision making. And then performance and process improvement, the 40 items are divided to the third module, which is related to your lean, Six Sigma, PDCA, all these methodologies. By the way, we conduct a Lean Six Sigma training program, very popular programs. We have got green belts and black belts, master black belt training programs running by our institute. And I keep conducting these training programs. I just finished the green belt training. We started the green belt training today itself, one of the new batches. So whatever you learn in green and black belt, it's very much useful in this module. So performance and process improvement. If you are interested in getting a brief learning of what is Lean Six Sigma, a 2-hour module, there's a recorded version, which my team will send you a link, and you can always have a look at it and you can watch that. Then we have got implementation and evaluation. Implementation and evaluation, importance of team. See, the best way to improve your processes in the hospital, the best way to improve your processes in the hospital is by doing projects. And projects are done in teams, and team has got 5 stages: forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. We learn about these team stages in our CPHQ training program. So so doing the work in teams, and then implementing the implementing and evaluation tools like fishbone diagram, Pareto analysis, control charts. What is common causes, special causes? I will try to cover this today. The PDCA, Plan Do Check Act. All these things are coming under the performance improvement. So you have to keep improving the performance of the hospital. And then finally, the patient safety. Assessing the organization's culture of safety, determining how technology can enhance the patient safety program, and also using tools like, again, failure modes and effects analysis to participate in the safety and risk management activities related to root cause analysis, sentinel or unexpected event review, etc., is coming under the patient safety. So I'll try to cover as much as possible. I'll focus more on the tools because that is where people find it a little difficult. And We also provide, we have got a full material of material provided by the NHQ. We take you through the whole material while we are conducting training. But of course, today I'm not going to do a structured the training, because I would like to cover many topics. I've picked up very difficult topics, and I've picked up the most difficult module for the day, and these are uh, healthcare data analytics, and in which we'll have design and data management, measurement and analysis, and identifying the opportunities for improvements, how to identify the opportunities, a brief overview of DMAG, and an FMEA, failure modes and effects analysis. That's what we are going to cover today. Okay. Uh, at any point of time, you have, so I will be, I'll keep looking at my chat box, but I would like to just request you, while I keep looking at my chat box, but I'll request you to first 1 hour just listen to whatever I'm talking about. And some people are asking, I have not introduced myself. Okay, well, okay. So I've done lots of training programs for the. I'm having 30 years of experience in the in this field in quality, and I'm a chemical engineer. But my wife is a doctor, and she has forced me to enter into the quality field of healthcare. And since then, we have been doing really good work. We have got some strong credentials with us. If time permits, I will show you some of the strong credentials. I don't know if these are there available here. Mm. So we have got Health Minister of Saudi Arabia also attended our training program. Health Ministers of. Okay, let me pull out that material also. Those who would like to. So I will just pull out some of the material where it is showing some of my credentials. Okay. Okay. So while I open that, uh, so as I'm opening that file, I'll also show you one more file which also summarizes the types of questions which we generally, you should be aware of. And when you attend my training, by the way, we give you some mock exams also of CPHQ, and you can always appear for those mock exams if you are interested in improving your probability of success in the the exam. Okay. I hope you are able to see my screen, right? Okay, I'll just switch back. Yeah. So, I was just giving you a brief overview of my credentials. Yes. So I'll come to that. Yes. Okay. But meanwhile, before I do that, let me also just summarize whatever I said just now in the form of a presentation. So more than 14,000 healthcare professionals, now it is actually 15,000 plus, have been certified by NHQ. And here I was just talking about the kinds of questions which they receive, which you need to be aware of. It's a multiple choice examination. MCQ questions are there, and there are 140 questions. Out of that, you have to answer 125. Actually, 125 of these questions are using computing the score, and the remaining 15 questions are pre-test question, means you will not be scored on it. So definitely that's why we say that when you are appearing for the CPHQ examination, move on. If you're not able to answer a question within 2 minutes, just move on. That means see, sometimes it may be a pre-test question, so why to spend time? And better to answer the questions which you are aware of. Finish all the questions which you can answer easily, and then after that you can come back to the questions. So that is why it's important for you to know that there are 15 questions, 140 questions, and passing percentage is not known to us, but yes, typically it is said that if you score about 65%, more than that, you should be able to pass. And generally, the exam is conducted towards the end of every quarter. There's a time window within which you can appear for exam, and it is online exam. Just to answer the question, because a lot of people will be asking this question towards the end, or maybe they keep asking. I see a lot of people are asking this question, so I just wanted to answer that question right away. So 3 hours exam, and you have to answer 140 questions. Okay. Okay, just to give a brief overview about the organization. So our organization has been running quality related programs for the last 16 years. And personally, I have been into quality, as I was telling, for the last 30 years. And in healthcare, I have been into healthcare quality for the last 15 years. I proudly tell people that I have got the privilege of conducting the first ever black belt program in whole of Middle East, and that was in Saudi Arabia and Riyadh, King Khalid Eye Specialist Hospital, where I batch of the first ever batch of externally, it's an open house training program. I conducted that. So that was one of the things additionally, which I just wanted to share with you. Okay. Now, if I ask you a question, do you agree that some data can be measured and some data cannot be measured? Do you agree with that? Do you agree that some data can be measured and some data cannot be measured? Yes or no? Okay, so most of people are saying yes. Okay. Okay, sorry. So sorry, as a quality professional, you have to disagree. Why? Because everything can be measured. In fact, there are two rules. The first rule is you cannot improve if you cannot measure. That's the rule number one. And the second rule is everything can be measured. Okay. Now you will say how. So I'll tell you. I'll show you very, very easy. It's very easy to prove that. So this was the question I was asking you. Now you said that some people said something cannot be measured. Now, if you are thinking that something cannot be measured, probably you are referring to a type of data which is known as attribute data. So when I say everything can be measured, it just means that you need to know first that there are two types of data. The two types of data. So first, you remember the two rules, or rather the three rules. First rule is you cannot improve if you cannot measure. And second rule is you can measure everything. And the third rule is, jokingly, If you think something cannot be measured, that means it is okay. If you think something cannot be measured, go back to rule number 2. That's more like a joke, but if you think something cannot be measured, probability is attribute data. So what do you mean by that? Before I explain you this, please remember that when we ask about data, there are three responses, typically three responses. First, people say that we don't collect the data, or they don't want to give you the data because they don't want to expose their inefficiencies to the whole world. They think that you will collect the data and then you will show the whole world how you are performing, and then definitely they will not like it to happen. Second part is we have too much of data. We have too much of data. It is lying around everywhere, but we don't know what to do with it, and it confuses it. Or sometimes in hospitals, people say, "Oh, we are not mathematicians. We are not analysis people. Analysis is too complicated." So all of these things can be taken care of by understanding that there are two types of data: continuous and attribute. Let me show you what do I mean by that. The two types of data are continuous and attribute. And if you understand these basics, you will automatically you will automatically be able to not only measure but also very easily analyze. Okay, so continuous data is continuous and attribute. Two types of data: continuous and attributes. Continuous data is like patient discharge time. Patient discharge time. What do you mean by continuous data? Continuous data is something which can be represented on a number line. I can represent it on a number line. Number line is from minus infinity to plus infinity. It goes on and on. It goes on and on in either direction. So it is minus infinity to plus infinity. This is known as this is known as continuous data. Any point on this line can be represented. So if I take patient discharge time, it is, let's say in hours, if I'm writing, it is 5.1 hours. In minutes, if I'm writing, it can be, let's say, 303.2 minutes, right? Height of a patient, 180.1 centimeters. Weight of a person, uh, 76.2 kgs. Age of a person, 52.3 years. Okay, that's my age, by the way. Yeah, so age of 52.3 years. Okay, so these are all having some specific characteristics. And what are these characteristics? They are having, all of them are having units. All of them are having units, and all of them are having decimal points. All of them are having decimal points. Okay, means there is a possibility of a decimal point because it's on a number line. Any point can be represented. But now the interesting part is then when you come to attribute data, and there's a trick. I told you how to measure everything. Here lies the trick. So first, you have to identify what is the attribute you are trying to measure. And interestingly, any attribute which you think cannot be measured can definitely have categories. It will definitely have a category. Categories. Two categories minimum it will have. It can be having 3, 4, 5, 10, whatever. And you can count the number of units belonging to that category. And then you have got your proportions. Attribute, category, count, and proportions. Now let us look at anything which you feel cannot be measured. Tell me anything which cannot be measured. What you tell me anything which you cannot measure, and we will put a measure to that. Okay. So now people are telling, mhm, pain cannot be measured. Okay. Air can be measured very easily. Volume of the air can be very, very easily measured. Flow of the air can be measured in continuous data. That's very easy. But pain, patient satisfaction, feelings. Yeah, people are writing happiness. So Ravan is writing effort. Parvati is writing patient satisfaction. Muhammad is writing, Al-Harbi is writing pain. Ravan is writing feelings. Now, the trick, you yourself can put a measure. Instead of I teaching you, instead of I giving you the fish, I will teach you how to fish, right? So I'll teach you how to put a measure. So I'll tell you the step. First, write those four things. Four things. Attribute, category, count, and proportion. See, you can create API also. Many times your management will say, give me KPIs, give me KPIs. Oh, how can I make my KPIs? People keep telling, oh, this very difficult subject is the easiest subject. KPI is the easiest subject. Don't attend two days of training program on KPIs. Don't worry. It is very, very simple. Simple to create KPIs. Of course, if you want in detail, you can attend my programs. But if you just attend CPHQ, you'll get a lot of information. So first, identify the attribute. Let us take simple, anyone. Let us say people are writing feelings, happiness, pain. Okay, let us take anyone. No, let us take happiness. Happiness. So try to look for a category. Try to look for generate a category. Easiest way of generating a category is binary in nature. Binary. Two. Presence or absence of that particular attribute. Whatever you have listed here, happiness, presence or absence of it. Presence of like happy, unhappy. Yeah. Right? Simple. Happy or sad. You can say happy. Or you can have five categories. Extremely happy, delighted, dancing with delight, happy, neutral, somewhat happy, a little bit happy. You create. It's up to you. You decide. It's open. You can do whatever you want with the categories. Your decision. But let us put simple, happy, unhappy. I will create simple, unhappy, unhappy. Now you can count. Now you can count. I checked with my staff, in my hospital staff, I checked 100 staff members, and out of that, 60 were happy, 40 were unhappy. So now I can improve the happiness of my staff members. But before that, last 5 years, I was trying to improve the happiness in my staff members. I could not do anything. I tried everything. I tried motivational talks by great people. I got best of the best trainers from somewhere outside remote countries. I send the people to different countries around the world with best of the best. Nothing, people are still not happy. But you did not use the right techniques. Healthcare data analytics. Data analytics, very important. And staff are important. Don't ignore the staff happiness. In fact, that is one of the critical factors of remaining KPIs. If the staff are happy, you know, infection rates will reduce. So, happiness, 60-40. Now I know proportion 0.60, 0.60, 60% of the people are happy. And now I can set a goal. Deming used to say, you cannot improve if you cannot measure. And the second important thing was, I already told about you can measure everything. Second important thing, problems are not in the people. Problems are in the processes. Like 85% of the problems are in the processes, not in the people. 85% of the problems are in the processes. So try to change the process. You will see the same people will deliver excellent result. If you change the people while keeping the processes same, the new set of people will also deliver the same results. Try that out. But change the process steps. You will be surprised. The same team which you think was not able to perform is performing brilliantly. Okay? So focus on the process. So everything we talk about in quality is about process excellence, not about people excellence. Process excellence. Improve the process. Don't blame the people, blame the process. Blame the inputs, blame the process steps. By the way, 15% is contributed by people. I'm not saying that it is not, nothing is contributed by the people. 15% is still contributed by the people, but maximum is contributed by process. So collect the data on the process. And now we are ready. Now, of course, some people ask for patient satisfaction. I hope now you know how you can uh, how you can some people are asking that, please, can we get recording of this meeting? Of course, it is going live right now. Immediately after it finishes, you can watch this again. Not only this, my past recordings, so many trainings I have conducted. Please watch, available on YouTube. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Anexas, Anexas. Not only these tools, but so many other tools will be available. So many other videos related to all quality will be available. And so many, and you can also send me a LinkedIn request in LinkedIn. My name is Amitabh Saxena, Amitabh, Amitabh Saxena. So you can, uh, you know, send me the request, and I will immediately accept it in the next 1 or 2 hours. Whatever request I am receiving, I'll assume that it is coming from a CPHQ program. So I will not be very careful. Like otherwise, we keep checking who's sending. It's not a sales person trying to connect with me and all that stuff. Everyone has to check like that. But right now, in the next 1.5 hours, I will just accept those requests. So can you please send me a request? And I keep posting on my LinkedIn profile. You can just have a look at my postings. Everything is related to quality, project management, everything related to management related training. You will get a lot of information in simple words. Important. That is important, in simple words, easy to understand words. So I was talking about the attributes. So similarly, you can talk about patient satisfaction also. So I'm not going to talk much more about that. So we have got very, very happy patient, neutral patient, maybe let us say unhappy patient, and extremely unhappy patient. And I collected data from 100. I'm just taking 100 so that my calculations become easy. So 30 are very happy, 40 are happy, and 5 are neutral. So now I have got 75, and 20 are unhappy, and 5 are extremely unhappy. So this way, I get my proportions also, which anyway you can easily calculate. I'm not going to calculate that. Now, important point. There are two types of statistics in healthcare, not only in healthcare, in the world. Two types of statistics. Descriptive statistics and inferential. Descriptive means you will describe how my process, how I'm behaving, my process is behaving. Like my patient discharge time, how is it behaving? My patient discharge time, how is it behaving? This tells me what is the process. How is my patient discharge time looking like? Now, if your data is continuous data, then you will be drawing a histogram. If your data is a continuous data, then you will be drawing a histogram. So I can draw a histogram. Histo means history, gram means graph, historical. Like what happened in the last 1 month? It's just telling me what happened in the last 1 month. It is telling me. My patient discharge time is 300 minutes on an average. And Mr. Gauss, Carl Friedrich Gauss, he studied this actually. He found that almost all the processes in the universe, not only in a hospital, in the universe, in the nature, in all processes, they follow what? They follow normal distribution. Normal distribution. Why there it is known as normal distribution? Because it is normal to obtain a normal distribution. It is normal to obtain a normal distribution. Okay. And he also found that that distribution will have an average. So it will have an average of 300 minutes of my discharge time of my in my hospital of a patient. And it will also have a standard deviation. It can be very, very easily calculated. It can be very, very easily calculated by using nowadays all tools are available. So you don't have to now you don't have to master those tools as a CPHQ. Means I'm going to show you. I'm giving you a Minitab analysis. I'll just show you a Minitab analysis, very widely used. If you join my training programs, then I will give you this software also. It's part of our uh, uh, like a toolkit which we provide. Although they're not going to test you in this in our CPHQ exam, but it will help you to understand a lot of concepts. If time permits, I will show it to you. Otherwise, uh, I'll explain the concepts rather than showing you. I have got beautiful slides, by the way, very beautiful picture, very good, excellent videos in which I am speaking myself and explaining with animations, things coming from left to right. I'll say, look at this and look at that. They come in pictures and all this. That you can watch those videos a little later. Right now, I'm trying to use the whiteboard because I'm trying to explain some concepts to you because it's very difficult. Even if you look at the videos, sometimes unless it is explained on a whiteboard properly in a live session, it really makes the huge difference. So standard deviation, every process will have a standard deviation. So let us say here the standard deviation is 30 minutes. Standard deviation is 30 minutes. So if I have got standard deviation as 30 minutes, then I can easily look at I can estimate about the larger population. I can estimate about the larger population. And I'm right now I'm talking about only the continuous data. Continuous data. Attribute data, I cannot make a histogram. Sorry, I cannot make a histogram. I can do something else. We'll talk about it. If I'm describing the continuous data, I can make a histogram. For attribute data, I can make a bar chart. Like if I'm saying gender, male, female, or here patient satisfaction, I can make a bar chart. Highly satisfied, bar chart, simple bar chart. Happy, very, very happy, and somewhere here it is extremely unhappy. Or I can make a pie chart. All the categories I can make. So pie chart, bar chart for attribute data, histogram for continuous data. Okay. I can also make something called as control charts. Let me talk about control charts. Always 2-3 questions will be asked on control charts or run charts in the CPHQ examination. Let me cover that also. Okay. Now, coming back to Mr. Gauss, he was Mr. Gauss, also known as Gaussian curve. He found everything has got an average, everything has got a standard deviation, average standard deviation for applicable for all the processes, not medicine dispensing time, uh, your infection rate, your so many things, whatever you're trying to I can keep going on and on. All KPIs, most of your KPIs, if it is continuous data, it will be following normal distribution. So coming back now, this was about descriptive. Now, descriptive is not enough. Okay, let me describe this a little bit or more descriptive. See, as he's found, so let me go a little deeper into the normal distribution curve. So he found one interesting phenomena. He found every process got an average, every process got a standard deviation, and this curve, the probability distribution curve, it never touches the x-axis. It goes on and on. It goes on and on. But plus minus 3 standard deviation, it appears to touch the x-axis. It appears to touch the x-axis at plus minus 3 standard deviation. So plus 3 sigma, minus 3 sigma. Okay. So in the basic statistics, I'm being a little slow. Right now, I'm speaking a little slowly, but later on, I'll speed up. When I go to the advanced statistics, so I'll be speeding up. I will talk a little bit because some people are already having quality background. So I'll talk about some high-end tools also in a very, very speedy manner. I will increase my speed. But for the first half, I'm just, I'm teaching you real slowly, just for those who have never been exposed to the quality basics. So Mr. Gauss, he said average, plus 3 sigma, minus 3 sigma. So let us say, if you want to take a simple example, I can take simple example, or I can continue with the patient discharge time. Patient discharge time, if I continue here, I can even look at yeah. So if I take patient discharge time, average is 300 minutes. Average was 300 minutes, right? And standard deviation was 30 minutes. Very easy to find standard deviation. Don't worry about it. In Excel sheet, if you put all the numbers, Excel sheet will calculate standard deviation for you. And CPHQ will not ask you to calculate standard deviation and ask the formula also. Don't worry. Although we teach you about the formula, and just in case they ask, we teach you in our CPHQ session. But right now, don't worry too much about it. Have the bigger picture overview. So plus 3 sigma and minus 3 sigma. This is plus 1 sigma. This is plus 2 sigma. This is minus 1 sigma. This is minus 2 sigma. So let me 330 minutes. Why? Because 1 sigma is 30 minutes. So 30 added. This will become 360. This will become 390. This will become 270. This will become 240. And this will become 210. Okay. Understood? Now, why it is required? Why is it needed? It is telling you, when you collected the data of your patient satisfaction time, when you collected the data, one patient took 303 minutes, another patient took 320 minutes, one patient took 280 minutes, and so on and so forth. Okay. You collected the average, it was 300 minutes, and standard deviation was 30 minutes. 300, 330, 360, 390. So I can predict using normal distribution curve that 99% approximately of your patients, 99.73 it is to be very precise, but let's not worry too much about that. 99% approximately of your patients are being discharged within 210 minutes to 390 minutes. Within 210 to 390 minutes. Okay. That means I can predict just by collecting 10 samples or 20 samples. Actually, you should collect 30 samples. 30 sample is a very good sample size. 30 to 50 is a very good sample size. To be safer, it's 100 maybe. So generally 50 is very, very good, optimum sample size for continuous data. So I collect 30 samples and I get my average is 300 minutes and standard deviation 30 minutes. Now I can predict about the population. Population is all the patients discharged by this hospital, not only these 30 patients. 30 I already know, but I can predict about all the 5,000 patients being discharged by this hospital. What will be the time? I'm very confident. I'm 99% confident. I'll tell, oh, if you go to this hospital and you are being discharged, you will take minimum 210. No case you will come, you will be discharged within 210 minutes. And oh, of course, you will definitely get discharged within 390 minutes. I'm talking about 90, like if it is hours, this will be 5 hours, 5.5 hours, 6 hours, and 6.5 hours. If you convert into hours, so 60, yeah, this is 5 hours, this is 0.5 hours. So 5 hours, 5.5, 6 and 6.5, and this is 4.5, this is 4, and this is our 3.5 hours. Okay. Okay. Got it? Now you put any process. I just took discharge time. You can take any process. Waiting time at the reception, waiting time for your surgery, whatever. You decide. You decide as long as it's continuous data. This is the simple process to predict about all population, whole population. You can predict about the world population of heights. In my classroom, I collect the data of 30 people, only 30, 20, 30 people. And then we predict about the population of the world. And so easily, people, I can predict right away. I can predict your average. If I collect your data, I'm not going to do that. It will take a long time, but a lot of time. But if I collect your data, your average will be 174 plus minus 1 centimeters, and the standard deviation will be 6 centimeters, 6 to 7 centimeters. Just 30 samples will tell me about the whole world. You can make your plus minus 3 sigma limits. What are they known as? These are known as minus 3 and plus 3 sigma limits is known as control limits. Control limits, lower control limit and upper control limit, LCL and UCL. LCL and UCL, control limits. 99% of the times my process will operate within these control limits. So if you keep on collecting the data, your patient discharge time will be like this 99% of the time. Yeah, sometimes it will go up as well, sometimes, yeah. But that will be a special cause, some special case. Mostly it will be within how much time? If you want hours or whatever, you come for the 3.5 to 6.5 hours. Yeah. So on an average, you are taking 5 up to, you're going to 6.5 hours here. And here you are going up to 3.5 hours. Or in minutes, if you want, I can go to the minutes as well. Okay. Okay. Then comes some more, little bit of more knowledge. Let us learn. If you are okay till now, it's not complicated. But by the way, I'm teaching you some of the most complicated concepts of CPHQ. Teaching leadership style is very easy. Teaching emotional intelligence is very easy. I enjoy doing that, by the way. I enjoy teaching leadership styles. I have great quotes about leaders, what is leadership, it's not management, etc. Giving the direction. It's fun. But this part, statistics is not fun for people, but we want to make it a fun. Don't fail in the CPHQ examination because of statistics, please. It's easy. Up to here, you are with me, right? So let us complicate it a little bit more. Okay. Suppose if I ask you, why this patient, okay, let's say, okay. One patient is taking 4 hours, another patient is taking 5 hours. Why? Now, if you are a quality professional, CPHQ certified quality professional or any quality professional, You will tell me, Mr. Amitabh, don't waste my time in asking silly questions. That's what he will tell. The statistical answer will be, process is under control. You're wasting my time by asking these questions. But let me explain. What do I mean by that? In layman's terms, if I ask you, hey, this patient took 4 hours, that patient took 5 hours, why? Now, typically, what will happen? Person will go, oh, this patient, insurance was available, that is why he took. Or this patient, the relatives help do the paperwork, that is why. No, that is wrong answer. The right answer is, lot of factors are affecting my discharge time. We call it as X factor, discharge time. We call it as X factor, patient discharge time. This is Y factor. Y factor. These are Y, output, discharge time. It depends on a lot of factors, like if I use cause and effect diagram, man, machine, material, method. These are the 6 M's: man, machine, material, method, measurement. Okay, and then we have got one more, which is actually environment, but just to make it M, we can call it as mother nature, just to make it M. So it's easy to remember. Man, machine, material. So a lot of things, like paperwork is not ready, uh, like discharge summary time. The physician has to write the discharge summary. That is delayed. Medicine is not available. Pharmacy is taking more time to dispense the medicine. So many things. Insurance is not ready for a private hospital. So many things. Okay, so all these things. Now your answer, coming back to the question, why this 4 hours to 5 hours? You will say, Mr. Amitabh, any variation between 3.25 to 5 hours, 6 to 6.5 hours is a natural variation of my discharge process in the hospital. All the factors are affecting, all the factors are together acting on my system. Like it can be, I'm not writing here, it can be discharge summary time, a report is not accurate. Sometimes we rework on the report. Some document is not available. Person is not available. Staff is not available. So many things are responsible for this variation. This is the natural variation, and we call this as common cause variation, because all the causes are commonly acting on my system and producing this variation. All the causes are commonly acting on my system. We call it as X factors. They are acting on my discharge process and producing the variation. And this will be 3%. I will continue to behave. Some patient will take 4, some patient will 5, 5.5. But yes, suppose one patient took 9 hours. Then yes, if I ask you this question, then you will not tell that all the causes that are acting on my system and producing this 9 number. No, you'll specifically point out, well, the discharge summary took a long time because a physician had gone through for some emergency surgery. And because of that, special cause, we call it as assignable causes. Assignable causes. Now, I have tell you 3-4 questions are going to be asked in this, whatever I have covered in the last 15 minutes. Control charts, common cause, special cause. There are other ways of identifying special cause. I'll not be able to cover all of them, but this is the main, I'm talking about the main thing. Okay, then comes, so you have understood common causes and special causes. But for the quality, see, special causes, the operations team will take care of it. They know what to do. Assignable causes, they know. The nurse knows, the physician knows, whoever is taking it, they know what. And this is one-off thing, event. It's not going to repeat again and again. For a quality professional, he's not interested more in assignable causes. He or she is more interested in common causes. And the limits, more like limits. Remember those limits? What are they known as? Lower control limit and upper control limit. Remember that. Lower LCL, UCL, also known as voice of process. Voice of process. Process is telling your discharge process, if it had a voice, if it were able to speak, I think one after artificial intelligence will make these processes speak too after some time. Process will tell, hey, I'm going to take between 3.5 hours to 6.5 hours. I don't care what the management wants, what the patient wants. I don't care. This is my voice. I will continue to behave between 3.5 to 6.5 hours. Why? Because of these X factors. The way you have trained the people, the way you have put your equipment, the way you have made your beautiful processes, the steps, all are going to produce 3.5 to 6.5. You may dream whatever you want, but I will produce. This is voice of process. Now, here's the trick lies. We have more important voice of customer. Voice of customer. Customer says, sorry, this is too high. 3.5 to 6.5 is too high. Make it below, let us say 3 hours. Or look at the other hospital, it is 3 hours. We call it as voice of customer, VOC, not VOP. This was VOP. This was VOP. This was VOP, control limits. Now VOC. Make it 3 hours. It should be below 3 hours. That means I need to change my process from, okay, let me. So I have to change. This is the DNA of my process right now. I need to change my process to with the new limits, control limits, new average, maybe average just 1.5 hours, going up to, let's say, 2.5 hours, and maybe up to 0.5 hours. New control limit, new LCL, new UCL. And this will help, this is the job of the quality professional. They use all these techniques, Pareto analysis, cause and effect analysis. Some of them, if you want, I still have time, right? Oh, yeah. Okay, so, yeah. So I was talking about still we have time, yes. So how will I bring this? Let us learn. Let us learn some techniques. Let us learn some ways. Some of the some of the tools and techniques which we use are cause and effect diagram. Then after I have done a cause and effect diagram, I can do a Pareto analysis. After cause and effect diagram, I can do a Pareto analysis. What is a Pareto analysis? Pareto analysis is about 80-20 rule. 80-20 rule. 80-20 rule. Mr. Wilfredo Pareto was an Italian economist. He found that 80% of the wealth or money in Italy was with 20% of the people. 80% of the wealth or money was with 20% of the people. He called this 80-20 rule. So Joseph Juran applied this to quality and he said 80% of your problems, 80% of your discharge time Problems are due to 20% of your causes. You may have listed 10 causes here, but only 2 of them are responsible for 80% of the delays. So just work on those 2. How can you work on that? You will have to collect the data. Collect the data. Get hold of 100 patients who got discharged, who were delayed in discharging, and find out. And you will find it out. So I have got, let's say, uh, discharge summary time, delay. Second is reporting were not accurate, reports not accurate. Okay. Then third is, let's say, staff not available. Staffing is an issue. And fourth one is, you can tell me, yes. Okay. You can tell me, yes, what are the causes, possible causes? Oh, I will write it a little bit. Yeah, I will write it on a bigger. So what I am doing is I am doing causes, writing the causes. Okay, some people are watching on mobile. Because of that, they're not able to read. Let me write it bigger. Okay, so discharge summary time, discharge summary time. Okay. Then another one is reporting's not accurate. Reports not accurate. Because of that, I'm delaying my time. The third one is staff not available, staffing. And the fourth one is, let us say, pharmacy time. Yeah, pharmacy time. Legislations for discharge, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Abdullah. Legislation for discharge, and so on and so forth. I'm not writing all the causes. What I will do here is I will collect the data. How many times? So in the next 100 patients, or let's say 50 patients, total 50 patients, how many times each of the causes contributed? So discharge summary time, let's say, contributed 25 times, or yeah, I'm just taking an example. This contributed, let's say, 10 times. This contributed, let's say, 35, so 12 times. This contributed, let us say, how much, like 30, 35, 47, and this contributed 2 times and 1 time. Okay. Then, then I will arrange this in descending order. So 25, for the sake of ease of calculations, let me make it 15 here, and let me make it, yeah, so let me make it here 10, 35, then maybe 10 here, so it becomes 45, and then here 3 and 2. Yeah, good. So 25, so I've just arranged them in descending order. The next step is arrange the data in descending order. And all these things are easily done in Minitab, but right now I'm doing it manually. Later on, I can show it in Minitab if time permits. But I'm trying to tell you some concepts so that you will understand that part. Then I calculate the percentage. So out of 50, so 25 divided by 50 becomes 50%. This is 20%. This is 20%. And this is 6%. And this is 4%. Okay. And this is 100%. And then I will make it cumulative. Cumulative means total 50, 50, first two together becomes 70, 90, and 96, and yes. So yeah, all the recordings are available. Just I'm repeating. Some people are still asking, are the recordings available? Yes, not only this recording, our previous training programs where I have covered some other tools. They are also there. Yes. In some one of the previous programs I have shown you the software. So I keep changing. So this time I'm doing manual calculations. So that
Sir, we are live on YouTube, so the recorded video is available on YouTube.
yeah, it's a recorded video is available on YouTube as well. So please, uh, get it from there. So don't worry about it. And not only this, but our lots of trainings are available. So please feel free to attend. Now, what I will do, I will make a Pareto chart. Make a Pareto chart. Pareto chart. What is a Pareto chart? First one, a what is that? Maybe discharge summary time. I'm not writing the causes, but you will write the causes, D, E, etc. And then you will make a cumulative line. This plus this is this much. This plus this is this. This is the cumulative line. Cumulative line, this is 100%. At 80%, you will say, well, these 3 or 4 causes are contributing to 80% of my problem. So I had generated 10 causes. Obviously, I have not written down those 10 causes here. There can be 10 more causes. I just written down as an example 5 of them. You can have 10, 20, 30, 50 causes, doesn't matter. But you'll always get top 20%, which are contributing to 80%. So then I can easily focus on these top. Now that is also not enough. That is also not enough. I need to validate further by using data. Now depends on whether the data, what do I mean by validation? Let me tell you that. What do I mean by validation? Validating the data means, now I'm talking about inferential statistics. Is my patient discharge time, this is the why, affected by the one another thing which we found, right? What was that? Discharge summary time. Discharge summary time. Let's say discharge summary time is 1.1 hour. Is it affected by discharge summary time? The data are continuous, like one is y, one is x, right? By now you must be knowing what is y, what is x. If you've forgotten, let me recall that. This is the discharge time, which is the y, and my x factor. Discharge summary time. This is continuous data. Both are continuous data. This is continuous, and this is continuous. When both are continuous data, you can make a scatter plot. Scatter plot means here my discharge time, here is my summary time, and now I have got enough data to prove, well, they are positively correlated. If they are like this, they are negatively correlated. I'm not going to talk about Pearson correlation coefficient here. In fact, you can even get your regression equations also. That's part of your CPHQ syllabus as well, regression equations. But I'm not going to talk about that. If this is the case, there is no relation. So here, you create a hypothesis. Hypothesis like there is no relation. Null hypothesis is always no relation. Summary time and discharge time are not related. And alternative is it is related. So here I'm rejecting now that they are related. Similarly here, they are not related. scatter plot when both the data are continuous data. I can even create regression analysis. Like regression analysis gives you, it can give an equation also in the form of y is equal to a plus bx. Those who have, now this I'm talking about advanced, those who have already known about it, for them I'm just giving a reference, quick reference. So like for example, age and experience, are they related? Age and experience, yes, they are related. When experience is let's say 10 years, age is 32. When experience is 0 year, age is 22. When experience is 20 years, age is 42. When experience is 30 years, age is, like me, age is 52. Age, experience. Zero experience, 22. Let's say I'm talking about nurses. 10 years experience, 32. 20 years experience, 42. 30 years experience, 52. Okay, both are continuous data. I can make a scatter plot and I can also get a regression equation in the form of y is equal to, y is the age, is equal to 22 plus experience. I can predict about all the employees now. I'll ask the experience of the employee and I'll predict the age. All your processes, they have these regression equations. They are there. Your waiting time is impacted by so many 3-4 x factors. I can get your regression equations very quickly. Just give me 30, 40, 50 samples. That's it. I collected how many samples here? 4 samples. I can predict about the regression equation easily. When experience is 0, you are 22. When 10, 32. 22 plus experience, very easily. All are software available. You don't have to do anything. In one of my other program, my team has put one more, my previous CPHQ program, I have I have demonstrated the software also. You can have a look at that if you are interested. But this time I'm restricting myself with the manual calculations. I'm doing more of whiteboard scribbling today. Okay, this was our continuous. Now what happens if I am interested in if it is something else, discharge time and staff availability. Now, staff availability, available, not available. You can measure everything. We told you that. Staff available, not available. It is attribute data. Or reports accurate, not accurate. It is attribute data. For that, I cannot use scatter plot. Sorry, I cannot use scatter. So, time taken to discharge a patient. I have categories now. Staff available, staff not available. When staff is available, I take less time, more time. In fact, we call this as a box plot. No, I'll not go into the details of that, but I'll just make it. Those who know about it, they will correlate. But I hope as long as you understand the concept, that's fair enough. For this, it's a 2-hour program. It's like, whatever you gain is really good. Now, if this was like this, staff is available or not available, you are taking same time. Here, I can say staff available, you are taking less time. Here, you're taking more time. Means staff availability is a root cause. It is affecting my time. Here, it is not affecting. Your staff is fully available or not available, still you will take 5 hours. Staff is not the root cause in that case. Something else, maybe this medicine dispensing time. Looks for some other X factor. So can you see, we are doing. These are all statistical oriented decisions. Healthcare data analytics. I just took simple examples. Now your glucose levels, they have regression equations with some X factors. Everything is following scatter plots, box plots. There are some other tools, ANOVA. I'm not, well, uh, I'll not go too much deep. I don't want you to make run away. But we explain everything in proper manner. It's very simple. See, statistics is not difficult. Only thing is it should be understood. It's actually easier than other aspect like change management. Difficult to change people. Oh, but easier to do calculations. Very easy. X remains X, Y remains Y. Equations remains equations. Very easily. Simple to handle, easy to tackle. Okay. Now, so I just wanted to show you. Now we have got the root causes. Once I have got the root causes, I'll work on it. And let us see how some of the hospitals have done it. I will just show you one. By the way, I just got hold of Saudi Minister of Health. He's attended our training. These are his credentials. Dr. Tarif Alama. I think the voice is not very.
We had a very good program in Anexas over the past 4 days. We had our heads of departments from
So whole Ministry of Health, very senior people, they have attended our training, and many hospitals. This is our Beijing hospital in China. Uh, uh, then we have got one more thing. I'll just show you. Okay, just a minute. Yeah, this is King Edward Hospital, CEO of London. King Edward Hospital is very famous hospital.
CEO of King Edward VII Hospital in London, and we would like to.
So the best part is when it is supported by the senior management organization leadership we are talking about.
Well, quality means excellence, really. In many ways, it means obviously excellent patient care, which is paramount.
So some more, I'll just show you. Yeah, this is in Oman, Sultan Qaboos University Hospital.
Of course, the Six Sigma. How did you find it?
And
this Six Sigma really very nice.
Yeah.
Before, my knowledge of statistics was very basic, but after the Six Sigma, I'm so excited because I have so much of data.
I know you said that.
Yeah.
You have got data, but now you will be able to analyze it in a meaningful way, isn't it? Yeah. How about you, Varda?
Also, in the case he was asking us to put lots of that.
Yeah.
But now, with the sample size, especially with the continuous data, we know it doesn't need that much of information. We need the sample which will give us the same statistics.
I think that is one point which Mr. Amitabh brought home very nicely, is that we do not have to collect data forever.
so there are so many credentials we have, and anyway, I'll just this actually opened this file. I was waiting for it to open for so long that time I couldn't show you during my introduction. Finally it opened, so I just thought of showing it to you. One more thing I wanted you to see was okay, maybe I'll show you one improvement project, maybe one or two improvement projects. um, Something where, in fact, I've got a full-fledged improvement project. Still, we have time. I'll talk a little bit about lean also, the waste in the hospitals. Okay, but till the time, whatever you have learned, let us see the use of this. So here we have got a hospital. So problem statement: for the last 6 months, the total time spent in an OPD patient in the hospital has been observed to be 123 minutes. On an average, 93 minutes are spent. So this is a problem statement, specific, what is the problem, since when is the problem, how long is the problem. Here we are using DMAC. DMAC is also is used in Six Sigma. Six Sigma, a little bit of Six Sigma knowledge is required for your CPHQ as well. Lean is also required. PDCA, Plan, Do, Check, Act, that is also required. So goal statement, if we want to decrease the patient waiting time from 93 minutes to 30 minutes by some time, then you create a systems map. CPHQ, supplier input, process, output, and customer. When you have a problem, a quality person has a problem, you don't think about the problem. First, you think about the process. I told you, problems are in the process, not in the people. Right? So first look at the process. Which process we are talking about? Here we are talking waiting time, OPD. What is which process? Treatment process. Who are the customers? What are the outputs? What is the basic process? 5-6 steps. What are the inputs? These are my X factors. These will be my X factors. Don't blame the output. You can't do anything about the output. Don't blame the output. You can't do anything about the output. This is your why. Time taken, waiting time, waiting time. Measures on output is why. Measure of inputs are X factors. Time taken to consult the doctor, time taken to register, patient history available, not available, forms available, not available, doctors available, not available, receptionist skilled, unskilled. Everything can be measured. Don't focus on why, focus on X factors. That's what quality professional does. First, we make a histogram. Average is 92 minutes. Standard deviation is 6 minutes. Then we make a cause and effect diagram. These are the causes. Then we make a Pareto chart, right? You're expert now. You're expert. You can do a mini project tomorrow. Go to your hospital and do a mini project. You have learned enough tools. Surprise your bosses. Watch this program again. Just follow these 4 techniques. You can improve a process. And then finally they took an action. They found the root causes. They suggested some action, and now they are able to reduce it and sustain it for a long time. We call it define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. So what happens in the define phase? We define the problem. And this is the summary. Continuous data, I make histogram. Attribute data, I make a Pareto chart. One is continuous, one is attribute, box plot. Continuous and continuous, scatter plot. Attribute and attribute, Pareto chart. No confusion. Only one tool is applicable every time. So in define phase, we made a CPHQ. Measure phase, we collect the data, and descriptive, I'm describing how my process is. Analyze phase, I'm going to the root cause analysis, and then root cause Pareto chart, and then finally give suggestions in improve phase, and finally I am able to control charts. Now I am able to control the process within the specified limits. Control charts, control phase. One more project. The waiting time for MRI scan for multiple exam with contrast takes 25 days, and patient required sedation. The wait time was 6 to 8 weeks, which increased the patient dissatisfaction and the inability of the hospital to meet customer demand despite the presence of excess capacity. Goal statement, we would like to have it reduced. The specific time is also mentioned, but I'll quickly move on. They thought if I get 2 equipment, it will solve the problem. It will reduce my waiting time. But no, sorry. The number of equipment was not the root cause. Root cause was somewhere else. But they wasted their money in buying equipment. The number of exams per week still remained the same. Yeah. With 2 equipments, it became like this. The total still remains the same. So they collected the data, described the process, did the root cause analysis, They found master schedule and insurance authorization process was the two major factors. Then they acted on it, and based on that, they changed the master schedule. Earlier, it was based on the convenience of the staff members or the physicians. Now it was based on what is the pattern of patients arriving in the hospital. So it was changed, and they drastically improved the process. Number of exams per week drastically improved. So these are some of the things, which I'm pulling out. Depending on, I wanted to show you, because there was a 50-50 mix of quality professionals and non-quality, like those who have done some quality training and not. So I'm trying to tell you some advanced things. Now let me also pull out, because see, actually I don't have in the 2-hour program generally I keep pulling out the slides based on the how the people are what's the constituent of our participants. So there are so many tools. Actually, I showed you so many modules are there, so I can't cover all the modules, but I'm covering the most difficult module. Okay, others are very easy. Patient safety is very easy. Just read it. In fact, you are aware of a lot of, you are much better, more having knowledge, more knowledge than me in patient safety. But so that part, no one fails actually. But this is the problem here, people fail. I'll quickly tell you about, just give me a second. I'm talking about the waste. See, your hospital has got a lot of waste, but we are not talking about the waste you should throw in the dustbin. No. Process waste. A lot of wasteful processes. Let us talk about wasteful processes. So some of the wastes are obvious, some of the wastes are hidden wastes. Most of the times, what are the wastes? Let me, because I've just pulled out my full training material. So I'll have to just choose my specific, There are 7 wastes. Waste of intelligence, waste of scrag, pre-work defects, waiting time, inventory, motion, transportation, moving from one place to another place, patient moving from first floor to third floor. All these are wastes. You have to identify the waste in your hospital. Take an example here. If I ask people how many steps are wasteful steps, people will say every step is important. But think from customer's perspective. Value. What is the value? Blood test. What is the value? Value is I want to know about the patient's condition. That is the value. Now, is my patient conditions known by walking to the OPD department? No, it's waste. Registration, waste. Not adding any value, not adding. Sorry to tell you. I know some people say, how can it be waste? Sorry, but that is what it is. So it's a non-value added activity. We are not saying that stop the registration, but we need to change. I need to reduce that time, or we need to change the process to eliminate the registration. A lot of hospitals, I have eliminated the registration process altogether. Walk to the laboratory, wait for, so all these things. Only 2 of them. There's not enough time to discuss this, but just to tell you the 2, drawing the blood and processing blood test. That's only value added, and sending the information to the physician and the patient. That's it. Okay. In many hospitals, we have collected, this is our research. We have done the research. We have done this research in Philippines, India, and Saudi Arabia, the 3 countries. Same findings. In National Healthcare Service also, we have done the result, but we can't publish because in UK, we are GDPR thing is there, so we can't share any data, etc. But for these hospitals, I can talk about that. 80% of the nurse calls are housekeeping in nature, like waste of intelligence of the nurse. You remember the 7-8 waste I was talking, waste of intelligence. That was number 1. Your nurse intelligence is getting wasted of what? Oh, my pillow cover is dirty, my bed sheet is dirty. Now, nurse is there to treat the patient, to give the medicine properly. not to take care of the bed sheet is dirty. If you ask the nurse to do that, she will forget about the medicine. It's waste of intelligence. There's so much of waste there in the hospital. Some more example. By just cutting down on the waste, we could double the cardiology lab capacity from 8 to 16. These case studies are there. We reduce the diagnosis to exam from 2000 minutes to 64 minutes. By taking some, like by reducing the number of unnecessary questions on the fact sheet and providing information in admissions packets, we cut the admission from 17 minutes to 5 minutes. You're for the last 10 years you are asking some questions. Why? Because it's written in the form. Did you have a, can you check, do you really require this information? How many times you are checking the details of the patients again and again? No, not required. But it was a procedure. You're following it blindly. Have a relook at it. Identify the waste. We reduce the signatures from 18 to 12. In fact, this approval is a waste. It doesn't add any value. Try to reduce the waste and create value. That is what we are looking at. Okay, let me just show you one or two interesting things. Yeah. So a lot of waste in this, unnecessary process motion, unnecessary waiting time, errors. If you are not doing something right the first time, it's a waste. Spending much time and resources of the people of the hospital, isn't it? Interesting. Cost of 5-minute MD walk is $6. Yeah. Walk to elevator 1 minute, elevator wait 3 minutes, elevator travel 1 minute, walk to lab 1 minute, nurse cost per hour. So much of waste. Cost of elevator wait per day per nurse, $12. If you multiply by 100 nurses, with a large hospital, US hospital, imagine. So much of waste. No one is aware of that. Radiation equipment, ground floor, lab, pharmacy, second floor. Why not make it on same floor? You reduce a lot of waste, motion, transportation. Okay, so these are some examples. Okay, waiting time, etc. Let me show you one more tool. I think we still have time. Oh yeah, we still have time. Let me show you one important tool. FMEA, failure modes and effects analysis. FMEA. So because I don't have much time, so I will show you the FMEA directly, and I will also explain how the FMEA is done. FMEA is, you imagine how you will fail. Whenever you are doing something, you imagine how you will fail. When you imagine how you will fail, you take a preventive action, you will not fail. As simple as that. Or if you want to improve something, do an FMEA. Very, very simple tool. Very, very simple tool. Let me show you that. Still, a lot of time is there. Today, I never thought, I was thinking that we will not have much time. Okay. FMEA, healthcare FMEA. Let me choose one. Okay. In a pediatric ward, patient fall, reducing the patient fall. Okay. This we had done for, I think, Awadi at the Wasir Hospital, I think, military hospital, if I remember correctly. I've done programs in India, Philippines, UK, Copenhagen, Europe, US hospitals. I've spoken in world conferences. Actually, there are beautiful videos, where I'm speaking and all that stuff. I wanted to show those videos, but anyway, as long as you trust me, that's fine. Okay. My team is reminding, please show the video. Okay, so rather than I'll show you the FMEA. Okay, so I'm showing you the FMEA, failure modes and effects analysis now, and this is the FMEA. See here, what you do is, first you write the process step. What is the process steps? Pediatric patient handling. This is the process step. Then what is the failure mode? Patient falls down. What is the failure effect? What is the failure effect? Injury. I will give a severity rating 1 to 10. I have to do it 3 times. I have to give rating, right? Remember that. So, process step, pediatric patient handling. Potential failure mode, patient falling down. What is the effect? Injury. What is the severity? How severe? 1 to 10. 10 means very severe, 1 means not severe at all. No one even is concerned. It's severe, it is 8. I gave it 8. Up to here, you are okay. Potential cause. I've made a video also actually on FMEA, detailed video. My team will post that link. If you want, you can watch that. There's another video called escape technique. Escape means eliminate, simplify, combine, automate, parallel. Do an escape analysis of your process. You will suddenly improve your process in just 2 hours. 1 hour will become 10 minutes of your cycle time. Escape, ESCAP. My team will send a link there. You can just see that. So potential causes. Now let us, yeah. So I have got process, pediatric department, pediatric patient handling. Failure mode, patient is falling down. What is the effect? Injury. How severe it is? 8. What are the potential causes? Lack of awareness of family doesn't know. Lack of awareness staff. Wet floor. Medication. You're taking medication, and patient falls down after taking the medicine. Some medicines make you fall down, isn't it? How often it occurs in my hospital? Lack of awareness of family, 1 to 10 rating, 7. Many times I see this happening. Lack of awareness of staff, well, in my hospital, so staff is aware, well trained, so it doesn't happen often. So 2. Wet floor, 4. Medication, 5. Rating of occurrence, this occurrence rating. Then comes the control, current. What are you doing today? Existing, the word current is important. Okay, current. Current means today, what are the things you are taking? What are the policies, procedures, actions you are taking to prevent it? Don't give suggestions here. What are you doing today? You have to write that. So, what we are doing today? Well, to take care of lack of awareness of family, I educate the parents. That's what we are doing. Is it effective? If it is effective, rating will be 1, 2. If it is not effective, of no use. The way you educate is of no use. It is 8, 9, 10. See, very high. See, high rating is bad. High rating is bad. Like severe, very severe, high 8. Very bad. Every time this cause is occurring, high 8. Control is effective, not effective, 8. We educate, but it doesn't work. That means we have to change the way we educate, right? It will come to, we'll see that later. Right now, lack of awareness of staff. What are you doing today? I am giving them an orientation program. Is it effective? Very effective. 1. Wet floor, what are you doing? I put a signboard. Is it effective? Well, no one watches it. No one is concerned. So 7. It's high. It's not effective. Similarly, medication. I'm educating the patient and the parents. Not much effective. So now I multiply the 3 ratings. What are the 3 ratings? Severity rating, occurrence rating, detection rating. I multiply these 3 ratings, and multiplication of these 3 numbers gives me risk priority number. Risk priority number, RISK. Risk priority number, RPN. 448. Highest one are these 2. I need to take an action here. Just give some suggestions. Now we started giving material. We started showing them the video of patient falling down and then injuries happening. And it made a huge difference. Risk priority number reduced. Patient falls decreased. Similarly here, consent form used. Signing. When person is signing on something, oh, why? What are you making me sign on? Well, oh, medication. This medication if you take care of the patient. You take care of yourself or take care of the patient. And this reduce the patient wall. You can do this for any process if you are doing new, working new all this. Well, so I think that's what I think we have covered. Lots of material. Okay, I never thought I'll cover so much. So I covered the simple tools also. I covered this time. I covered a lot of statistics. In one of the programs, I have covered the change management, leadership. So every different programs, I keep changing my this thing. But statistics generally I cover because most of the people they find it difficult to understand the statistics. So I hope you liked it and thanks a lot. But please, I would like to invite you to my CPHQ training programs. So please join my CPHQ training programs. I conduct on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Friday, Saturdays for Middle East, and Saturdays, Sundays for rest of the world. So if you are interested, please connect with my team. My team will give a I think link. A team you can provide a link, and if you can just provide that link, you can register. And if you're registering, then you'll get some benefits. You'll be, I think, some discount is applicable if you register today or tomorrow. You can just send at least. Okay, just let me ask you one question. Let me ask you one question. Uh, okay. Are you interested to join our CPHQ training? Just please answer this question. It will help us to understand. So yeah, please participate in this poll. Let me know if you are interested in joining our CPHQ trainings, and if you are interested in joining, just so my please contact our team. So good to know that I think around 95% of the people, or I would say 90% of the people, are interested in joining our CPHQ trainings. So those who are already CPHQ, so they are saying some people are CPHQ, they're revising. So that's, I hope you got some value out of it. Thank you. Thanks a lot. And okay, so please write, are you interested to join our CPHQ training? Just only a few people have answered. So I want more and more people to answer and take this poll. So I'll answer some of the questions now after this. So yeah, so I'm available here. And those who are interested in joining our CPHQ, my team has put the link there. So we do these courses on a convenient timings, mostly on weekends. And the recordings of our trainings are also generally available. So CPHQ specific trainings are only available to our participants. And okay, one more. I'd like to just. One more poll, if you can just. Are you planning to appear for CPHQ exam anytime in future? Anytime in future. So I see that almost everyone is interested in CPHQ training program, appearing for the for an exam. Yes, some of you have already appeared. So, oh, someone is. Oh, you have. Okay, thanks. Abdullah, you have already attended our training. You have already passed. Oh, you are coming for. Thanks a lot. You are coming to revise. Okay, thanks a lot. In fact, see, there are people who have attended our trainings previously and they have passed the exam also. Good. We have got a lot of people like that. We have got credentials, many credentials, which are talking about this. And you can write to the email if you are interested. And if you have any questions, please let me know. If you have any questions. So I have been doing this CPHQ training for last 10 years. and our passing percentage has been very, very high. You will understand once you attend our sessions. You will understand why people pass our our attendees pass the examination very easily, because we make it easy. It's not difficult. It is very easy. Attendance certificate is available for today, but a little bit of administration fees is applicable there if you want a certificate. So my team, you just write to my team, and they will be happy to issue the certificate. Very less, like the fee is not too high, just takes care of our administration fee, because we incur some costs on this. So you can take, and our certifications are very much having even from Anexas Europe, the certifications are very, very valuable. Okay, so even this program, this course itself is valuable, and the certification are also valuable. Yes. So the mail ID is given here. I think. I think. Can you write the email ID one more time? Dr. Harim is asking. Dina is telling. Oh, thank you, thank you. She's telling, I like your teaching style. Oh, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. So the physicians and nurses are treating the whole patient, the whole world so brilliantly and beautifully. So I can also teach them with my whole energy and in a better way, isn't it? So you have been teaching the whole world. So you have been treating the world. So I'm teaching you. It's a service. Yes. Okay. You are from Riyadh. How can you pay? You can. I think we will. My team will tell you. They'll send you a link, so you can always make payment there. Okay, good. If there are not any more questions, okay, I'll look at some of the here. There's a Q&A sections. Let me see. Someone has asked some questions. Time management during the exam. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I'll tell you some tips. Very simple tips. You have to increase the reading speed in your examination. How to increase the reading speed? You will be surprised to know when you are reading, sometimes you are speaking and reading in your mind. So you have to move your eyes fast. You can do some eye exercises, left to right, left to right, left to right. We teach you that. You can do it. I can tell you. In the morning, look at your thumb like this, do these exercises. This will train your eyes to move faster, and when you read, automatically your eyes will jump from phrases to phrases rather than you reading each and every word in your mind, and that increases your speed. So there are some tricks for time management. Another trick is, if you can't answer the question within 1.5 minutes, move on. Just go to the next question. Don't keep, I remember, yeah, I have studied that. Yes, yes, it's coming to my mind. No, sorry. If it's not coming to you in within half a minute to 1 minute, skip that question and come back to that later on. Okay. So that is about, Annie John was asking about that. Tahseen Khan is, what will be the cost of total duration of? So the cost will be told about by the team. Do you assist in NHQ exam registration? Yes, yes, we assist in that. We explain that. In one of my programs, even I have explained, please join my YouTube channel, Anexas YouTube channel. Join me on LinkedIn, amitabhsaxena. You can join me on LinkedIn, and you will get a lot of information there. I'm lean manufacturing professional in manufacturing. Will this course will help you to enter healthcare industry? Yes, 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 it can. Yes, and there's a great demand of lean professionals. I showed some examples. I think, Kiran, I think you saw that, right? Number of exams to clear in order to acquire the certificate? Rahul asking. Only one. Only one exam, only one. I can tell you, if you attend our sessions, you'll just need only one attempt. Although you can keep on attempting, but we don't want that. You will just one attempt is good enough. Okay, good. So I think there is no other questions. So thanks a lot and goodbye. And thanks for attending my session. I enjoy teaching, especially the healthcare staff. They are doing a great job in pandemic, and we are so thankful to you for doing a great job. And thanks a lot for attending this training. And see you soon in my CPHQ trainings. Okay, goodbye.